remember this bridge. I'm back in Hastings, Minnesota. That's right, we're just a little ways north of Hiawathaland. This is like the first county out of Hiawathaland, Dakota County, and Hastings is another Mississippi River town. And yeah, look at this bridge. I'm sure you remember this bridge from one of my previous videos. This bridge goes all the way back to the Hastings and Dakota Railroad. And rather than to cover this bridge again, I will put that video in the annotations of this one. So I'll have 2 or 3 videos at the end of this one. You can take your pick. So I wanted to start this video here today because I'm gonna work my way up to where the depots were. That's right, today is depot day. So I have a little history on the 2 depots that were in Hastings, and I wanted to start it here. So we're gonna look south. That's south, that direction. So I'm gonna put up a map of, it's an Andreas map of 1874 that'll show you where the railroad went from here, heading south, making the bend to go west out of Hastings. And then I'll put up another one of today that shows you where we're at. Okay, so there's the bridge behind me, and that was south. You just saw that. I'm going to turn around. My wife says I always turn too fast and make people dizzy. I hope I'm not making you dizzy. Okay, so if you took that little trail over there, that would bring you down to the Ramsey Mill, and that also is in that previous video. But if you follow that trail there, that's the railroad bed again. So I'm going to put up another map, 1874, and then I'll put one up of today so you can see how this gets up to where the depots are. And I'll catch you in a little bit. So I was just over at the Vermilion Falls Park. That's on the other side of the river, and we walked down to the bridge, and then came back. I drove up 61, just a couple of blocks, and this is the William Gates LeDuc home, and he had a big part in the Hastings and Dakota Railroad, and that's why I stopped here. So when I leave, I'll put up some pictures when I'm on my way to the next stop, so you can see what this house looked like. And just a little bit about it, it's a museum now, and it's open during the summer, so make sure you come out here and see this. And in September they have a Civil War event here. It's a pretty cool thing, and they've got a lot of history of him in this house. So let's get back to William LeDuc. He's a quartermaster in the Civil War. But before that, he came to Minnesota in 1856. 1856. Yeah, he came from out east in 1856, so he had been around railroads back then, okay? And after he got here, he started a company, the Hastings, Minnesota River and Red River of the North Railroad Company. How's that for a name? That's long enough. And he did that in 1856, so he did that as soon as he got here. So he's one of those guys that had an idea. If you remember Silas Foote and Red Wing, he had that same idea about 10 years before they even started the railroad. know, so he's pretty high up. So I know he's working with some he's working with some riverboats and railroads. So he's really starting to learn his stuff here. And he gets back from home, and in 1867, he decides that he wants to build this railroad. And he must have found some other people, and I don't know any of the other people involved, but he must have found some other people that wanted to do this with him. And they started the Hastings and Dakota Railroad in 1867. Then they started laying some track, and they wound up in Farmington, and then from Farmington they went to Lakeville, and that was even before it was Lakeville. And I made a video of that too. And then from Lakeville we went down and found where the depot was, because it still exists in Dakota City in Farmington. And we talked to Ray Lagula. I want to say Ray Ragul. Yeah, no, Ray Lagula. Yeah, we talked, Ragula, that's right. We talked with him about that, and he was very knowledgeable about this stuff. Anyway, from Lakeville, it wound up going out to Glencoe. And then, about the time that the Milwaukee Road, well, previous Milwaukee Road, was going to come through, and we'll talk about that when we get down to the railroad station. The Hastings and Dakota was leased. So I know the station down here was built by the Hastings and Dakota, so we're going to go down and see where that was. Try to find where it was, okay? Because we'll do some talk down there too. Anyway, I wanted to show you this house and tell you just a little bit about him. When he was quartermaster, he was down in Tennessee. And it says that he was noted for bringing 40,000 rations up the Tennessee River by steamboat for the Union Army. I think that's awesome. So he had a lot to do with moving product, you know. So I think from here we're going to head down to the downtown and work our way over to where the rail stations are. Well, I wanted to place these depots, but when I look at the first picture, it's got the engine house in it. It has the Hastings and Dakota Railroad Station, and I'm looking, does it go east or west? Which way are we looking at this picture, you know? And I finally found a picture of the depot that's here now, when it was Milwaukee Road. And definitely was taken looking towards the west. So I'm gonna start plugging these photos in for you. Okay, out in front of me is 2nd Street. And that's our CP depot built by the Milwaukee Road. And I wanna say probably between the depot and that apartment building back there is where you're going to see this engine house in this photo. This is going to be the Hastings and the Dakota Depot, and I have several dates on it for being built. I have 1867, and then I have about 1870, but if I was going to guess, I'd say 1868, but who can tell? Here we go. I'll let this car go by. It's a truck. All right, it's right there. Okay, here's another one I have. Now, look off to the right, and you will see that engine house again in this photo. So this is the Chicago Milwaukee and St. Paul Depot that was built, and I just wanted to note where that engine house was, because this kind of dictates the way that first picture was taken that I showed you about the Hastings and Dakota Depot. So check out this pole. It's got an antenna on the top now, but it's just about in the same spot as this pole that's in this photo, and this is 2nd Street again. Here we go, right here. I think that's the same pole. So just so you know where I'm at, this is downtown right here. So I'm just east of your downtown buildings. It's the depot. And I'm going to cross the street. This is a branch line church, and I'm going to see if I can walk into the yard over there by those trees. Okay, here's the last one. And I'm probably south looking north. You can see the old Milwaukee Road lift bridge over there. It's PC now. And this photo goes back to when that was a swing bridge. So you're not going to see that swing bridge in this photo. So here we go. This is as close as I can get. There's railroad tracks here, and they are active, so not going to go any further. Here you go, right there. Okay, so there's the depot. Just on the other side is 2nd Street. This is 3rd Street. And I don't know what was where this monster was over here back in the day. I suppose, you know, it could have been something railroad related, but my guess is that right over there, right over in there, I think that's where that engine house was that we see in the picture from what I took earlier. Okay, what do you think? 2nd Street Depot, Bar and Grill. I gotta go in there, see if they have pictures on the wall or something. You never know. Somebody struck it lucky. So I once made a video of this too, so I won't talk about the lift bridge, but yeah, I made a video and God, I was lucky the bridge was raised and a barge came through, then it went down. I even picked up a train later. That was a good day. So I just wanted to make reference where the bridge was, and this here is where the first steam ferry site was. 1856 to 1870. The first mechanical method of crossing the river ran from here to Point Douglas and Prescott, Wisconsin. The site was moved when the railroad bridge was completed. I wonder, they must be talking about the, probably talking about the swing bridge that was here. Okay, well, we're in luck because I found an aerial photo that has the old swing bridge in it. So I'm going to put that up so you can see it. So the Milwaukee and St. Paul is building the railroad from St. Paul, heading down towards the cross now. And they get to Hastings in about 1869, and then in 1870 they make it to Red Wing. And I was reading the information in Red Wing at the time, and when the trains were running, as soon as you got a town connected, boy, that train ran, carried passengers. So they were telling stories in Red Wing that if you went to St. Paul, you'd get to Hastings, you'd get off the train in Hastings, and you'd go across the ferry to the other side, and then another train from that side would pick you up and bring you up to St. Paul, and it was vice versa when you were coming south. So that went on for about a year. So 1870, 1871, sometime in 1871, they built the bridge to go over the Mississippi River that's here in Hastings. And at the same time, down in La Crosse, they built that bridge, and it all happened about the same time. So that's kind of cool. That tells you the story. Old railroads, you could pull into one town and the line ends, walk across town, and another line starts and brings you on. And that's the way it worked with the rivers too, until they get the bridge built. So I thought that was pretty cool. Hey, guess what? Did you know Hastings had streetcars? Here's another shot of those streetcars. Remember the spiral bridge? Well, this is the road it came down. Across the river right here. This is pretty cool. 1895 to 1951. Right here on this very spot. In fact, here's one of the foundations from the supports. Right here in front of me. Just love history. I'm sidetracked right now. Okay, that's the stonework for this side of the bridge once it got across the river. Let's just line ourselves up real quick. You can see the arch back there, just over the hillside. That's the street. So if I turn around, just went across right here. That's where the spiral bridge was. Awesome, isn't it? Well, I made my way around town and I am back at the depot again. Getting ready to go to the truck. I moved it again. It was over here, now it's over there. Yeah, hey, that place has got some good sandwiches, man. Yeah, that Depot Bar and Grill, 2nd Street Depot Bar and Grill. That's it. Yeah. And I gotta tell you, I want to say this real loud. Really reasonable prices. Yup. Goodbye, Mickey D's. Yeah. Oh man. No, it was really good in there, I'm telling you. Anyway, it's time to come to a close, so give me a like, share this with someone that's interested, subscribe. If you'd like to get together in my group, Mr. B's Hiawathaland Rails group page on Facebook. And I'm going to put up just a few videos here. I'll put up 3 of them that maybe are kind of related to what we just saw today. Catch you on my next one, and God bless you all. Hope you had a great time. I know I did.